Fuck.
For me to explain what this game is all about, we need to take a step back. What are words? By definition, okay, maybe we don't need to go that far back. But I do need to come out and say that I'm not the biggest Batman fan.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. And Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Batman.
I am the Batman.
He is Batman.
You're Batman.
I was Batman.
I am Batman.
I am Batman.
I'm the Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm the Batman. I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Sure, I've watched all the Batman movies, well, except for the latest one, but not intentionally either. I just haven't had time to watch it. I've played almost all of the Batman games, but I don't play the games as a Batman fan. I play them as a video game fan, and I watch the movies because I like film. So when you get a turkey, I calls it like I sees it without any sort of fandom getting in the way. But before this game, there were heaps of Batman games. Did we really need another one? Sure, if it's great. But when you all heard about Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, how many people were rolling their eyes going, ugh, not another fucking Batman game? Can you even remember one that was good that wasn't either of those games? Oh sure, they're there, but you had to think of one in an already flooded area of the market. Then you saw what it was going to be like, and a part of you hoped it was going to be the game it turned into. And then a part of you went, sure, this looks good, but I bet good money the real game pales in comparison to what I see before me. And this isn't the first time either. Remember when I did a review of The Incredible Hulk almost 25 reviews ago? That game was, shit, fucked, a complete waste of time. But I don't want to compare apples and oranges because the difference is 7 games which involve the Hulk exclusively versus the 27 Batman games there are. Obviously we know who's more popular. The common link though is that they're both franchise-based games, and I can't think of many of those that didn't suck a wave of shit out of my butthole. The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the SNES was pretty good from memory, but if we're going to do a direct comparison between Incredible Hulk on the Saturn and this game, this is the better game. Not like that's a particularly high bar to be set, but if I was to think of Saturn shovelware, Incredible Hulk would be one of the very first. But this game suffers from a few problems. While I will say this game is greater than the sum of its parts, these small problems still add up to a poor game. When you play a game and the game sucks, that is the opinion you've formed about that game, but what happens if you played a similar game or another game from the same series and that game was actually worse? How bad does it need to be before you realize, oh wait, the other game was actually pretty good? Should a game be judged on its own merit, or can we make comparisons, accurate or otherwise of course, that makes the basis of what we think is a good game? Why I'm asking all of these questions is because Batman games are a dime a dozen. On its own, it's a shitty game that's not worth the 60 fucking bucks I paid for it. Oh, and that's another thing. This game is fucking expensive. I mean, okay, it's no Panzer Dragoon Saga, but expensive doesn't always equate to a good game. And this is a prime example. How does it even get away with it? Well, I've complained bitterly in the past about how expensive the Sega Saturn library is now, and add the fact that this is a franchise-based game and people will want it. And when there's a demand, the supply will either be matched or the prices will rise to meet the demand. Every PAL copy of this game on eBay looks like it was owned by that kid at school who had his homework eaten by his dog. You want a mint condition version of Batman? Look for a US copy, and even then that's like trying to find a version of the Playboy Mansion because of that retarded plastic that the American Sega Saturn cases are made out of, and that they couldn't be more brittle if they were made out of fucking dried dog shit left out in the sun for weeks. So let's look at each part of the game. The graphics look pretty good. The sound is pretty good. When Batman levels up, it looks pretty good, and I thought leveling up was definitely a good idea within the game. The downside is I didn't really feel any difference between the levels. There are 3 levels and they all felt much of a muchness, and the impact of hitting your foe felt whimsy at best. And your enemies fuck your shit without even giving you a chance to defend yourself. I have to rely on life bars and getting my health back. In other words, the computer has very cheap methods of beating you. I got more frustrated with the game, and even though I repeat myself like a good techno song on how you can't hate a game because you suck at it, I can hate on a game not because I didn't get far, but because the game didn't give me any real fighting chance on getting far. On the first level alone, I was doing fine before a wrecking ball killed me in one attack, and I didn't see it coming. What the fuck are we dealing with here? Dark Souls? Give me a chance! I also realised that you can pick up special abilities, but there's this huge reliance on them to get you through the levels. At one stage, my strategy, which I can't believe I'm using a fucking strategy for a shitty Batman side-scrolling beat-em-up, was to use my special moves when there was any more than one dude on the screen, which was all the fucking time. Plus, my enemies look like shit. It was not just the way the game played, but how Batman interacts with his enemies. Some of his moves look awesome, and some of his moves look really lame. Would I recommend this game? I did get better at the game, and I might come back, but that's not because this is an awesome game, because it's not. I will come back because I'm an idiot and a suck for punishment and a dead shit poor memory. It's better than Batman and Robin, which was on the PlayStation 1, but that's hardly a recommendation. That's like saying this piece of shit is better than that piece of shit. Remember earlier when I was on some half-cocked rant that probably should have gone somewhere, when I was saying that your opinion on games can change when you play something that's worse? Well, while that's not 100% of the case here, I certainly do appreciate it a lot over other Batman games. Let's go through a small list of Batman games and see if any of those are better than this. Arkham Asylum? No. Arkham City? No. Batman the Brave and the Bold? No. Batman Rise of Sin-Tzu? No. By the way, did I even pronounce that correctly? Sin-Tzu? T-Z-U? Anyway, no. The Adventures of Batman and Robin? No. Batman Begins? No. Batman Returns? No. Batman Vengeance? Not sure. Dark Tomorrow? Yes. Batman Gotham City Racer? Yes. Fuck, that game was dreadful. Batman Forever on the SNES? Yes. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker? Yes. I think that's just about covered most, if not all, of the Batman games. As always, thank you very much for watching. Click on the TV to see the last review, and click on the name underneath the television if you'd like to subscribe.